So I have another activity I'd love to offer you as you start off your new year as a principal. Oftentimes, principals are looking for these great group activities to inspire people and to focus on the future, a brighter future. So we all know about a school's vision, and all schools basically have one, I hope. But there's another twist I'd like to add to a school's vision, and it's about creating a story. So if you ask your staff to fast forward in time and to envision what your school would look like after the school year and everything you've accomplished, all the projects you've undergone, if you forward think and you kind of fast forward, and then you write a story, something that you would see in the paper, highlighting all of the great accomplishments and the wonderful moments you've had together as a team. What would that story look like in the newspaper? So as a group, you can have a couple of groups set out for them to each write a story, or you can do it collectively. You write not more than a page or three-quarters of a page, not too long. And then the second part of this, which is really interesting, is to go through the story with a fine-tooth comb with the lens of trying to see where you might have struggled as a team. So, for example, would you have had trouble with some HR issues, or maybe some staffing problems, or trouble with budgets? Resources? Did you have access to coaches or not? So anything that might have been a stumbling block for you, a hurdle, a challenge, an obstacle, try to find all the possible scenarios that could have presented themselves, and then try to figure out what solutions you could have brought forward as a team. This is really important because it's going to teach you as a team to be proactive, to have some plans in place in case something happens. You're foreseeing. It's like you're at the top of the mountain and you can see the storm coming, and you have some plans in place. So if something does happen, then you're ready for them. Okay, so it's a really great activity. In the business world, they call this doing a pre-mortem with your team. So we all know about the post-mortem, but this is the pre-mortem. Instead of talking about things after an event, you talk about you talk about everything that could happen prior to, having the end in mind. It's really an interesting way of analyzing what can happen and then preparing for any situation. So I encourage you to do this. This can be done also for any event. If you're planning a calendar, if you're planning a carnival, if you're planning a school dance, a fundraiser, anything. It's a great doing a pre-mortem or creating a story and pretending it's in the newspaper and how it would read if it's really successful, and then going backwards and kind of combing through any issues you might have had and how you overcome it as a team.